My name is Nomzamo Mbata. I'm from South Africa. It's been very tough listening to everybody speak tonight because I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to say? There's been big numbers that have been spoken on this stage, and I keep thinking to myself, the numbers are not just numbers, they're human beings. And so if you will indulge me a little bit, some of the hats that I wear is that I'm also a Goodwill ambassador for the UN Refugee Agency. Let me take you to the youngest country in the world. Who knows what is the youngest country in the world? Oh, this is just amazing. All these smart people in this room. We don't know? Take a guess, a wild one. South Sudan. South Sudan. And I had the honor of going to South Sudan. I landed in Juba. Juba is the capital city. And there were women who were called the IDPs. So if in the refugee acronym of things, IDP is an internally displaced person. So they're not exactly in a refugee camp, but they're within the city, but they are confined within a place. And so when they saw us coming, they started doing this dance. And I asked my translator, what does this dance mean? He said, they're singing a song and they're dancing. Okay. Won't you please translate what the song means? And he said, they're saying that if we were still in our village, we would offer you milk and bread. But because we are now refugees and IDPs, we will sing it and dance it for you. Tears. But let me also take you to Kakuma in Kenya, where I met Jeff in a makeshift theater. He had taken the little that he could and used that to buy material to build a little cinema in the middle of a refugee camp. And that little cinema had a DVD player and a monitor much smaller than this and makeshift benches. And he says, every day I offer free services, free seats to the little kids, but the adults, they can pay 1 penny. Or perhaps let me take you to South Africa, where I run my own nonprofit. Think Spectrum, think Canal Plus, media company, conglomerate. I partnered with a MultiChoice. And I said, give me a chance to send 10 students to go to the top universities in South Africa and study towards STEM disciplines. And they said, sure, Nomzamo. And this year, January 6th, I get an email from Dihoro, who says, Nomzamo, I am one of your students 4 years ago that you gave the chance to. And in the acceptance letter from your nonprofit, you wrote, you signed at the end, you said, see you at graduation. But I'd like to tell you that I'm graduating this year. And instead of inviting my family, I would like you to be in the graduation hall at the University of Witwatersrand. Perhaps let me say this, that after every single number has been spoken on this stage, 3 million, 1 in 10, 1 in 500, 2050, the year 2060, or the year 2027, perhaps all these numbers, if we can only but change the narrative and speak of people, that the numbers have names and the numbers have faces. And perhaps if we change that narrative, we begin to shift the paradigm. That it is not only the conversations that happen within these glorious, beautiful rooms at the Alpengold, that they impact society in a much deeper, more meaningful, more significant way. Because if there is any of us that are left behind, then whatever it is that you're trying to do, it will fall flat. So I hope that as we go through the jungle concrete or the concrete jungle of Davos this week, that we remember that every single number, every single statistic translates to a person. And to my favorite topic, AI. To the AI leaders of thought, I give you this challenge. Find the people who cannot understand what the word artificial even means. Find those economies in the deepest, darkest corners of the world. It doesn't have to be Africa. It can be anywhere. Find the people who don't even understand what artificial intelligence is. Teach those. Find the systems that may seem absolutely impossible to be impacted by AI. Find those. And Mr. Matt Damon, whatever it is that water.org is doing, even in Kenya, where young girls have to sell their bodies to get a bucket of water for the day. What is it that water.org can say about AI? In what way can it disrupt those communities? And to each and every one of you tonight, thank you for the work that you do. Thank you for being in this room, because I know that for the mere fact that Jess sent that invite, you are important. You are a thought leader. You not only shape an industry, you influence business, you influence communities, you influence the world as we see it. And so to influence without empathy, it is ego. But to influence with empathy, that's legacy. What's yours? Thank you.